I'm going to go out there and I'm going to try to be the best. I get y'all saying best player in the world. That's great. It looks great. But I want to be the best person. I want to be the best.
And the Vegas Aces, who are expected to be better than the Fever, better than the Fever, just got beaten by 33 points. Yes, by 33 points to a Phoenix Mercury team whose point guard was playing their first ever WNBA minutes and had like 18 first half points.
Nobody anticipated a tragedy this loud for a squad captained by Aya Wilson when the opening night buzzer sounded. In a matter of seconds, the 33-point rout transformed confidence into bewilderment. The post-game atmosphere, which left supporters doubting everything about accountability and leadership, was more shocking than the score. The online discussion is currently booming. Why does it seem like nobody is willing to take responsibility for the breakdown? And what exactly went wrong in that locker room?
I mean, the ring has already been won, like we've already won it. So this was just a tangible, like, oh, okay, yes, we did it. That's why I personally don't like them, because I'm like, in my mind, I've already had the ring. I've had the ring since October. Like, let's just get on with it. But no, it's a blessing. It's a moment that I'm not going to shy too away from. I'm going to enjoy it. But yeah, the hand is getting heavy, but the crown is getting heavier, and we got to continue to make sure that it doesn't fall off of our heads. And I'm excited just to continue to have a chance, like we got tomorrow.
The WNBA's opening night may be leaning toward that exact plotline with no intention of slowing down. Some seasons don't even need time to develop before they begin to feel like they were scripted by chaos itself.
The game was interesting to the point that we know that they are getting their rings during this game, and this is a rematch, basically a championship rematch game of what happened in the last season, right? So the Phoenix, they came out with some oomph. They came out with some chutzpah. They came out with insert another fucking word for, they got that dog. They were like, I'm getting my lick back. And what did they do? They blew them out the water. It was 99-66. Insane. One of the things I think that was working against the Aces is AT. I mean, Alyssa Thomas, she was accurate as fuck.
No one anticipated that the 2017 WNBA season would begin with plots that already seem like they belong in a postseason documentary. However, we are witnessing expectations being tested almost instantly across several teams that were meant to establish the standard for supremacy.
Is there any excuse on how the Aces lost yesterday? Like, is there any excuse? Like, can someone find me any excuse on how they lost yesterday? Because I'm trying to find one. I understand it was ring day. They got their rings. It's the first game of the season. I don't want to hear that. Listen, man, you're the defending champions, and that's how y'all lay an egg on the first game of the season? Get beat by 30 on ring day in Vegas? Like, that's...
The early chaos is made even more intriguing by the speed at which two of the league's most talked about scenarios started to recur in the public discourse. The Indiana Fever were already garnering attention following a difficult opening loss, and the Las Vegas Aces followed with something even more dramatic that no one anticipated.
Miss out on another golden opportunity to improve the team. Miss out on another golden opportunity, and this just goes to show this front office is incompetent. It's very clear that the head coach is incompetent. She don't know what she's doing. She's in over her head when it comes to coaching Caitlin Clark. Yesterday was embarrassing. It was a debacle. We were the laughing stock of the day. Yeah, the Aces got beat by damn near 40 points, and the Indiana Fever still were the laughing stock of the day. Ridiculous, man. We got to get into...
One of the first talking points of the season was the Fever's opening game against the Dallas Wings. As a team that was the focus of intense attention and growing expectations failed to provide the level of control that many had anticipated they would bring into a new campaign. Debates concerning leadership, execution, and the speed at which pressure can change narratives in professional basketball were sparked by that game alone. But when the Las Vegas Aces onto the court and provided a result that completely changed the tone of the league's opening week, the discussion intensified even more. The Aces, a team built on championship hopes and led by A'ja Wilson, one of the most well-known figures in the sport, were not only defeated in their first game, but also in the way it played out thanks to the contributions of a roster that featured fresh players and unexpected breakout performances. One of the most unexpected occurrences came from a guard who was playing her first significant WNBA minutes. From the first quarter onwards, she dominated the game with aggressive scoring, self-assured decision-making, and the ability to upend the Aces' defensive structure.
4 assists, 2 steals in 21 minutes. Like, they were up 30 at halftime. Kiana Williams had 11. Annalie Maley played 6 minutes. She joined the team like yesterday. Kiara Linskins played 14. And if you look, Aja Wilson, by the way, again, Aja Wilson with 19 points. So player of the game, obviously, for the whole game, minus 22. 19 points, minus 22. Therefore, she, in fact, was like, she's top currently of the MVP race because, you know, she only scored 11 points less than Brianna Stewart did yesterday, or 12 points less than Brianna Stewart. And, you know,
the scoreboard showed a distance that seemed abnormally wide for two teams that were supposed to be battling at a similar level of skill and experience. By halftime, the Mercury had already established a lead that extended beyond comfort into total control. While the Mercury rotated players like Kiana Williams and other supporting contributors into meaningful minutes, the Aces struggled to find rhythm on either end of the floor, and the flow of the game repeatedly tilted away from them whenever they attempted to reset possession or slow the tempo. The reaction to the performance, rather than the performance itself, was the most startling aspect of the aftermath since, even in tough losses, players of Wilson's caliber are typically expected to take visible ownership of the results. However, the tone that emerged from this game became a hot topic of discussion among fans and commentators who anticipated a different reaction from a franchise leader. The post-game discussion produced more questions than answers, rather than a clear narrative of accountability that could instantly resolve the debate. This uncertainty swiftly fueled online discussions about leadership structure, team identity, and whether this loss was merely an early season setback or something more telling about the team's current form. Aja Wilson is a celebrity, for example.
Wilson is a star. Like, I know Aja is the star. Like, don't get me wrong. But Chelsea Gray is the leader of the Aces. Like, she's the leader. Only had 4 points yesterday. 4 points, obviously that's not going to get it done. Like, that's just not. Jewel Lloyd, nowhere to be found. 12, yeah, but she was 5 of 15 from the field. Like, 5 of 15, like, that's inefficient. The only person that came off the bench that produced yesterday, obviously, was Trinity Carter.
The Aces are not seen as a typical team in the league because of their recent history of championship expectations, lengthy postseason runs, and a reputation as one of the most reliable contenders in women's basketball. This helps to explain why this moment gained so much traction. Though they deliberately imposed their style of play with quick transitions, aggressive spacing, and effective scoring sequences that kept the Aces under continual pressure throughout the game, even teams with solid reputations are susceptible to situations where execution crumbles. What stood out most was the balance of their attack, where multiple players contributed meaningful minutes without relying heavily on a single dominant scorer, which created a flow that made it difficult for the Aces to adjust defensively as the game progressed.
Aces played the Mercury. They got thumped. They lost by 30 points to defending champs. So, Aja Wilson, they got that fling. That was some big ass rings they had, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, the Phoenix Mercury came out there and smacked their ass up about 33 points and shit. So
I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of happy the WNBA season does start.
Yeah. Hey, look, I watch about 2 or 3 games a day.
The Aces, on the other hand, seemed to have trouble staying together, especially as lineups changed and defensive responsibilities were stretched under duress. As a result, Phoenix was able to take advantage of mismatches and gain momentum that gradually turned into a clear edge. The Aces' offensive scheme still heavily relies on Aya Wilson. Fans view team results, individual consistency, and league narratives through a broader lens because of the attention surrounding Caitlin Clark's development and effect, rather than because of her direct involvement. In actuality, though, both the Fever and the Aces are currently going through early season changes that are typical in professional sports, where it frequently takes time for chemistry, conditioning, and tactical refinement to stabilize before teams play at their anticipated level. Every loss entails increased scrutiny regardless of context because teams like the Aces are not assessed like developing squads and players like Aya Wilson are not assessed like burgeoning talents. This difference in perception stems from expectations.
I'd have a hard time. We saw it in this one now, really showing against a competent team, the Mercury, that without Ajaya, they are not good. They barely beat the Wings, and it was kind of a question mark, but I thought, hey, maybe they could come back, and they kind of started off good, and then tied the first quarter, and then the second quarter started, the Mercury got a decent lead, held it, and they just couldn't break three. And it honestly just came because, again, Kelly Strokes, right? I don't remember. Kaya, 14 rebounds, no points.
It would be difficult for me. We witnessed it in this one, which clearly demonstrated the Mercury's inconsistent competence. That they are not excellent without Aya. I thought, hey, maybe they could come back, even though they narrowly defeated the Wings and it was really uncertain, and they had a somewhat successful beginning. After that, they equaled the first quarter. When the third quarter began, the Mercury took a respectable lead, kept it, held it, maintained it, and they were unable to break three. And to be honest, it just happened because, once more, Kelly or Kelsey Stokes. I can't recall.
Kia.
No points, 14 rebounds.